tonight, the Northland has lost 500 jobs in the last year. Where they're going and what's being done to address the decline. And a presidential hopeful is opening a field office in Duluth, putting a focus on Minnesota as they ramp up their campaign. Plus, big changes are coming to the way your credit score is built. Why as many as 40 million Americans could see theirs dip.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Kristen is on assignment tonight. We'll hear from her shortly. The Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development has released their employment statistics for the year 2019, and it doesn't look good for the Northland. Overall, the state saw quite an increase in jobs, but the number for our area tells a different story. CBS 3's Jenna Wells is in studio live for us. Jenna.
Well, Tony, the report from the state shows that overall Minnesota gained nearly 3,000 jobs in 2019. But in St. Louis and Carleton counties, as well as Douglas County, Wisconsin, there was a decrease of over 500 jobs in 2019 compared to 2018. But local employment experts say that number is not necessarily a cause for concern. Duluth's Workforce Development Director, Elena Fauché, says many of those lost jobs happened in the winter months for seasonal reasons, with groups like construction workers being affected. Fauché says this is normal for our area, and the number of jobs lost is not statistically significant. She says most jobs are not being cut in our area, but there have been some unfilled job openings.
Overall, our economy in our region is doing very well. We still have a workforce shortage, which means we have more jobs than people to fill them. You know, every employer is hiring and, you know, has positions that are unfilled, and they're looking to fill them. So we're still doing just fine.
As for how our region compares to the rest of the state, Fauché says we don't have as much population growth as areas like the Twin Cities, which impacts our job market. She also says that in addition to having more seasonally dependent jobs, our area also has an aging workforce with more retirees than other parts of the state. I also spoke with the president of a popular Twin Ports restaurant corporation today about if their jobs were impacted last year. We'll hear their experience tonight at 10.
All right, thanks, Jenna. Let's turn to the weather now with Dave. Dave, quite a few flakes falling for most of the day for a lot of us, huh?
Yeah, especially closer to the lake.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit clearer and a little bit cooler inland. And for lakeside communities, I think the snow is going to continue for a couple more hours. It's being aided along by a low pressure system centered to our south, and its circulation is pulling moisture off the lake and right now depositing at the head of the lakes. But a higher pressure system to the northwest is trying to dry us up and clear us up as well. And some towns away from the lake tonight will get as cold as 20 below before our next chance of flurries comes aboard here, probably for Sunday. So let's fire up the weekend forecast, and it says tonight, look for the flurries to continue for a few more hours. Twin Ports low will be 1 above, but towards International Falls, 20 below possible there. Saturday should come up partly sunny as that high wind's out at least for a day, but it'll be cooler, high of 17. Then comes Sunday, another chance for snow showers. Will it just be flurries? Anything more substantial? High temp 21. Any warm-ups after that? All of these things will sort out with a 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
That sounds good. Thanks, Dave. Duluth DFL Senator Eric Simonson is taking on a leadership position heading into the 2020 legislative session. The Senate DFL caucus announced today he will serve as an assistant leader of the Senate DFL. You remember last week the caucus voted for Twin Cities area lawmaker Susan Kent to take over as minority leader. That was a seat held by Senator Tom Bach of Cook. Presidential candidate Michael Bloomberg is opening 5 field offices across Minnesota, including one right here in Duluth. The office is located inside the Workforce Development Center on West 1st Street in the downtown area. The campaign is holding an organization event in Duluth on Sunday. Other offices opening up in the state are in the Twin Cities, Rochester, St. Anthony, as well as Moorhead. Bloomberg currently has 45 staff members working in the state. The city of Duluth is hoping to reach out to more residents with the newly launched podcast. Municipals is a monthly podcast where the city will highlight how they operate, what each department does, services they provide, and more. The first episode was hosted by Phil Jensen, the city's communications and policy officer, and Alicia Kozlowski, the city's community relations officer. Kozlowski says the podcasts are a response to a request for more communication between the city and people living in Duluth.
One of the things that we heard loud and clear is that our community members want more connection and reach far and wide. And so the intent of that is really to, on a social human connection level, be able to reach folks in different places, in different settings, in a different format.
The podcasts are roughly 15 minutes long and are available wherever you can download them. On the Iron Range tonight, the Hibbing Chamber of Commerce is holding its annual dinner. And that's where we find CBS 3's Kristen Vaki, who is the MC for tonight's event. Kristen, this is a pretty important event for the Chamber, right?
Hey, Tony, happy Friday. This is the 115th annual Hibbing Chamber Dinner. It's really a time for the business community to come together and celebrate the successes of the year. We are at the Crown Ballroom in downtown Hibbing, where folks are gathering now to do just that. And we are joined by the woman of the night herself, the Chamber President for Hibbing, Vicki Hagberg. Vicki, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Kristen, thank you so much for joining us at our annual dinner event. It's our largest fundraiser of the year, and really the most prestigious event that our business community has to come together and celebrate all the great things that Hibbing and the Iron Range has to offer.
Now, you've been chamber president for just under a year. This is your first dinner. What does it mean to you to bring the business community together?
It has been a fantastic year of learning, of experiencing, of getting to know the businesses in Hibbing and their struggles and their celebrations. And so I'm very happy to be here this evening to be able to talk about the wonderful things that are happening on the Iron Range, the new developments, the new experiences, and the longevity of some of our businesses on the Iron Range, and really how that helps make our community stronger, healthier, and more vibrant.
I've attended this event a few years now. It is a lot of fun. There's raffles. Sure. A lot of the money goes to the Hibbing Chamber, so this is a big fundraiser for the Chamber. Yeah. What does this event mean for you?
Sure. So the Hibbing Area Chamber is a nonprofit organization, which means that we depend on the support of our member businesses and fundraisers like these to do our work in promotion, advocacy, and education around making a healthier, more vibrant business community. Because we know that if we have jobs, if we have strong businesses, we're going to have strong school systems, we're going to have strong volunteer organizations, and that's really the core of what makes a healthy community, and the Chamber is a key part of that. So this fundraiser helps support our work as the Hibbing Area Chamber of Commerce to make the Iron Range and to make the Hibbing area a more vibrant business community.
Looking ahead to the next year, to 2020, what is the Chamber, what are some goals that the Chamber has?
Absolutely. In the past year, we spent a lot of time kind of doubling down on social media and really building the building blocks that we need to have a better promotion platform for our member businesses and to get the word out there about all of the events and clubs and different activities going on the Iron Range. In the next year, we're really going to be hyper-focused on our membership. So getting to know what the businesses in our area need, making sure that they have those resources available to them to grow, and making sure that we are in tune and absolutely in sync with what our business community needs to thrive on the Iron Range.
Well, Vicki, I know that you're a very busy lady and you have a big crowd to attend to tonight, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kristen.
All right, and Tony, the event is about to get underway. I actually have to put on my MC hat in just a couple of minutes here, so I'm going to send it back to you in studio.
All right, Kristen Vaki live for us on the Iron Range tonight. Good luck and have fun emceeing, Kristen. Well, having good credit gives you the ability to buy a car, a house, and many other things. Now, data analytics company FICO is making changes to how credit scores are determined. CBS 3's Emma Quinn joins us live from the newsroom to tell us how it could affect you. Emma.
Tony, so previously credit scores have been based on a person's credit history, use of credit, and consumer behavior. But now personal loans are being added to the mix. If you have multiple credit cards and a consolidation loan, that will be looked at more than before. Financial counselor Ashley Hagelin says if you have credit cards on top of that loan, that could have an impact on your credit score. Hagelin says this is another way for FICO to look at consumer behavior.
They have multiple credit cards, it can get overwhelming, the multiple payments, and so sometimes they look at a consolidation loan to bring all of those credit cards under one interest rate and one payment. So having that, and then additionally having credit cards or racking credit cards back up again, will be a factor that will impact your score now.
card debt. Debt management programs are available at any National Foundation for Credit Counseling or NFCC agency. She says that it's a way to help reduce debt without needing a loan. Hagelin says this will impact every individual differently depending on what your credit habits are, and she adds that no matter what credit score whatever credit score you have, it's always a good idea to have a financial counselor review that credit report with you.
All right, Emma Quinn live in the newsroom for us tonight. Thanks, Emma. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, there's almost no ice on Lake Superior. This after nearly freezing over entirely last year. What's behind it and why it's hurting anglers? Coming up.
All right, let's fire up the almanac. We'll see what's happening on that. And that almanac says high temp today was 22 degrees. Will that last into tomorrow? I'll fire up the forecast for you in just a few more minutes.
After a long day, it's nice to unwind with some me time.
Honey, did you remember to check the propane?
Don't let your propane tank get in the way of your me time. Enroll in Superior Fuel's Monitor Delivery Program and let Superior Fuel take the pain out of propane.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about burger, fries, and some pie.
You know it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then bring the pie first.
It's back and better than ever. Hurry in today for Perkins Burger, Fries, and Pie Combo. For a limited time, enjoy any burger, crispy fries, and a slice of our famous pie. It's dinner, dessert, and a deal. Only at Perkins.
You'll have the greatest health care ever. Those pre-existing conditions are You'll be spending a lot less money for much, much better health care.
As mayor, Mike Bloomberg helped expand coverage for 700,000 more New Yorkers. As president, everyone will have access to affordable care. He'll cap health care costs and ban surprise medical bills. Real plans, not empty promises.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
The famous Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Over a pound of meat and cheese for just $10. It's more pepperoni for your penny, more beef for your buck, more... You get the idea. Get yours delivered now at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with Live Local CBS 3.
When news happens, CBS 3 is there.
The smoke is still really heavy. You can smell it.
Tonight at 10, we'll be out here in the storm.
Anytime, day or night.
And while this is a very active scene, the public is being asked to stay away from the area.
Good afternoon. I'm Kristen Bakke. We're cutting in with a follow-up to some breaking news out of Cloquet this morning. CBS 3 first got word of this fire and went to the scene at around 3:30.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS 3.
It's the biggest season in the history of Survivor.
We're all winners out here. Coming out here, we all have a target on our back.
20 champions return.
This will be the best of the best.
For a once-in-a-lifetime competition.
I want to be tested amongst the greatest. I want to make my mark.
Now it's put up or shut up.
Survivor Winners at War premieres Wednesday on CBS. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
All right, let's start talking about snow totals here. That snow chance today paid off for a lot of towns. Didn't bring that much to most places, but lake influence did help Silver Bay go to 5.5 inches. Now, these numbers here are coming in from Minnesota primarily right now, and hopefully by 10 o'clock, places like Superior and the rest of northern Wisconsin will have some numbers coming across as well. So preliminary numbers and an initial look here says, yeah, from 5.5 in Silver Bay to about 1 inch in Gary, New Duluth, and places like Babbitt and Hovland in between. It's knocked the roadways down just a little bit, so do travel cautiously tonight if you have to get out and about. Not horrible conditions, but those scattered slippery stretches will get you if you're not paying attention to them. Well, we pay attention right now to the current conditions coming out of the airport here in Duluth, because once we shake off the snow this evening here, for those towns still holding on to it, the cold is coming, and it should go well below zero. Ontario, especially to the northwest of the Twin Ports. But right now in Duluth, 12 above at the airport. Northerly northeasterly winds running 6 miles per hour, and our air pressure is at 29.97 inches of mercury. Current regional temperatures on the milder side in Wisconsin and the UP. We have 12 in Ironwood, 18 in Hayward, and 18 currently in Superior as well. Moose Lake's at 18, but Two Harbors down to 10. Already 6 below in Ely, 9 above for Hibbing, and 8 below International Falls. So colder air associated with an Arctic high pressure system already pushing into some places now that the snow chance has left for some places, though again it is lingering for a few more hours for other parts of our region. And so on that note, we fire up the Doppler map for right now. And to the north and the west of Duluth, yeah, it looks like the flurries have pretty much shut off, and they're primarily clustered around the head of the lakes right now here, again, thanks to lake influence. But again, Wisconsin and portions of the UP could see a little more redevelop as we go on through the night. And as we go on through the night, too, this low pressure system bringing that light snow should go away. Arctic high pressure trying to come aboard will at least make things dry around here for Saturday, if not overly sunny, because it's not a very powerful high pressure cell. It won't clear us up too much. And one reason why it won't clear us up too much is because there's still a pair of fresh low pressure systems to our west. So let's fire up now the situation for Sunday. This low pressure system likely will stay well to our south, and that's going to mean some pretty decent snow totals for places like Iowa and perhaps even southern Minnesota. Its northern fringes on Sunday might try to reach into our area, but this other trough of lower pressure, a small clipper to the north of our area and to the west, that's what might bring a 30% chance for follow-up flurries come Sunday. But it looks like we're probably only going to get light stuff similar to what a lot of towns got today. Forecast tonight in Minnesota, what are you going to get? 20 below up towards International Falls, 15 below in Ely, and maybe 1 above in Hermantown. Getting into Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps there could go from 5 below towards Ironwood, Bessemer, and even Watersmeet to maybe 4 above on the Bayfield Peninsula. Tomorrow, partly sunny Wisconsin, Michigan, high temps near 20 above, and I'm glad to say above. For Minnesota, high temps run from 15 inland to 22 by the lake with at least partial sunshine. Enjoy any blips of sun while you can, because out of those blips of clouds on Sunday and Monday, we have that 30% chance for more light snow. Then a cloudy day on Tuesday. More light snow possible Wednesday, Thursday, but all 4 of these snow chances, Tony, you see on this map are probably about as powerful as today's, which means, you know, nothing to sneeze at, but nothing to really get overly excited about either.
Yeah, that's not too bad. A little sprinkling of snow and a little sun in the forecast. That's nice after what seemed like an entire month of overcast skies in January.
Well, actually, it was half a month.
Half a month.
Weeks,
well, it felt like much longer.
2 cloudy weeks can really get a person down.
It sure can. All right. Thanks, Dave. Well, Chum will be activating 2 of their warming shelters tonight. Both the warming centers at Gloria Day and the Harmony Club will open at 8 p.m. Guests are encouraged not to arrive before that opening time. According to Chum, warming centers open if forecasted temperatures are below 10 degrees. Last year at this time, Lake Superior was more than 50% ice covered. This year, it's less than 5%. CBS3's Alex Libby spoke with anglers and a Duluth bait shop to see how that's affecting them. Alex, what did you find out?
Well, I found out that there's ice on the harbor side of Lake Superior, on the other side of Park Point, but here on the big lake side, it's all water. There's waves crashing behind me, and that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for these warmer temperatures we've been seeing. For longtime fisherman David Larson, there's nothing like fishing on the big lake.
Yeah, it's just a different type of fishing. It's fun. There's different people out and different experience, and it's just interesting, and I find it a little spooky, so it's still exciting.
He knows it's unlikely, but every year he crosses his fingers there's enough ice to fish.
Yeah, you don't expect it. You hope you can, but don't really expect it. It doesn't happen very often, right?
Eric Hall, a salesman at Marine General, says the lake freezing up is pretty rare.
Probably 1 or 2 years out of every decade.
He says just because people aren't ice fishing doesn't mean they aren't catching fish.
There's a lot of guys still out there trolling in their boats, even kayakers out there as well, so still getting a lot of use.
Hall says only a few people brave the lake this time of year. Last year at this time, there were hundreds out on the ice, and all that action makes the fish more skittish for summer anglers, which will pay off when it warms up.
The lack of pressure, leaves more fish around, fish that haven't seen lures for a while, so I think it's probably in the benefit of the guys that are spending time on the open water.
But when the lake does freeze, Hall says, it's a gift to both anglers and his business.
I would say Lake Superior is, as far as ice fishing, is just kind of a bonus. If we get good ice, there's a ton of people that come to town. It's really good for Duluth.
And David Larson, that fisherman I talked to earlier, he said the fishing was slow for walleye today, but where he was fishing on the harbor side of Park Point, there was around 14 inches of ice, but that doesn't mean that that whole area is safe to fish on. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, definitely a change in years here. Almost entirely ice covered last year, almost nothing this year. Alex Libby live for us on Brighton Beach tonight. Thanks, Alex. Kelly's here to talk about sports. Hey, what's up, Kelly? I feel like I haven't seen you all week.
I know. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Nice to see you. We've got hockey tonight. We got women were in action earlier today with Ohio State. How they fared against the 5th-ranked team in the country. That's coming up next in sports.
Up to 60% off on the North Face and Columbia winter clothing.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's happiest moments when everyone has a spot, even Spot. It's BOGO time at Schneiderman's. Buy one item and get another half off during the President's Day sale at Schneiderman's Furniture.
Find your style at Menards with 11% off Patriot Lighting.
Or you could add stylish storage with 11% off all Dakota shelving.
Insulate and save big on energy costs, plus get 11% off.
Create your dream Clearview kitchen with 11% off.
You'll be floored by our vinyl plank flooring. Get 11% off all of it.
Whatever you're working on, you'll get 11% off now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
America's most watched network. Tonight starting at 7, only on CBS3 Duluth. Then stay tuned for CBS3 News at 10.
I don't like bullies, and I don't like you.
Star Trek Voyager.
Find heroes and icons only on My 9. I don't like bullies, and I don't like you.
Star Trek Voyager.
Find heroes and icons only on My 9.
Once again, your favorite Northland celebrities are pairing up with the Minnesota Ballet Dancers to take a chance at dance. And you get to pick the winners. Join us for the Celebrity Dance Challenge on Thursday, February 13th at Marshall School's Ferjot Auditorium. Happy hour at 5:30, dancing starts at 7. Get your tickets now at Touch of Clash Duluth or MinnesotaBallet.org. We thank our presenting sponsor, Pizza Luce and CBS3.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Once again, your favorite Northland celebrities are pairing up with the Minnesota Ballet Dancers to take a chance at dance. And you get to pick the winners. Join us for the Celebrity Dance Challenge on Thursday, February 13th at Marshall School's Ferjot Auditorium. Happy hour at 5:30, dancing starts at 7. Get your tickets now at Touch of Clash Duluth or MinnesotaBallet.org. We thank our presenting sponsor, Pizza Luce and CBS3.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's outrageous moments. More room for the king of the castle. Sleep 8 degrees cooler and save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic Breeze during the President's Day sale at Schneiderman Sleep.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
We often talk about how there are no nights off in the WCHA Women's Hockey Conference because of the number of nationally ranked teams the conference sports year after year. UMD with another ranked WCHA test on their hands, hosting Ohio State. UMD gets the early lead in this one. Kylie Hanley speeding her way up the right side in the first period. Her 4th goal of the season makes it 1-0 early UMD. Just 8 minutes later, though, Buckeyes have an answer. It's Tatum Skaggs on the power play that'll even things up at 1. 4 minutes after that, they add to it again. This time, it's Emma Malte, 8 even strength. That gets past Maddie Rooney. It's 2-1, but it wouldn't stay that way because of Gabby Hughes. Anna Klein would put it right out for a speeding Gabby Hughes. The leading scorer on UMD takes a beauty of a shot that evens things up and fires up the fans and team just the right way. Hughes' 15th of the season sends it into the first intermission at 2 apiece. Maddie Rooney made 15 saves in the first. This one goes into overtime, tied at 4 apiece. Anna Klein gets the game winner, 5-4. The final, they'll go for the sweep tomorrow night at Amsoil Arena. Well, for the UMD men, it is now or never. Just 1 month remains in the regular season for the UMD men's hockey team. 4 more weekend opportunities to set up their postseason position. And tonight, they're back at home to take on Nebraska Omaha, a team they have dominated in recent memory. UMD has reeled off 7 straight wins against the Mavericks, dating back to March of 2018. Now, back in December, the Dogs put up 10 goals in their 2-game sweep of the Mavericks. And in 18 total games in Duluth, Omaha has only left victorious 3 times. Tonight's series will be a big one as UMD looks to close their 8-point gap with North Dakota in the NCHC standings.
You know, you go from a Denver team that plays one way to this team that plays a little bit different, but they bring a lot of dangerous elements. And again, defending, for us is going to be critical. Staying out of the box, their power play is always really good.
We've had a lot of guys step up, big time when we need them too. Like this is when we need them towards the end of the year when guys are getting hurt. We know it's not always going to be perfect, but Rosie, Hildy, Maggie, they're stepping up. Louis, even on the power play, he'll be the first one to tell you that he's not a power play guy, but he was out there doing it all. So it's fun to see, and when everyone's doing that, everyone's just having a lot more fun and there's a lot more energy. So hopefully we can keep that going.
The first of the final 2 home series at Amsoil. The Dogs host Omaha, who received national votes. Those games you can catch on My 9 Sports. Puck drop at 7:07 tonight and tomorrow. And I do want to quickly note that I am not wearing red for Omaha and Ohio State. I am wearing red for Go Red for women.
Red for women,
Women's
yeah.
heart health.
Like us
I just
too.
want to put that out there.
Yeah, the whole team did it. It's a good cause to support.
It is.
Thanks for bringing attention to it, Kelly.
You're welcome.
All right, Dave, we going to keep seeing snowflakes tonight, or are those going to taper off?
They should taper off,
Okay.
and they're right now clustered around the head of the lakes, but there's a slight chance they could fill back into other parts of Wisconsin and the UP over the next couple of hours. But as higher pressure tries to take us over, we'll cool down tonight, and we'll clear up at least a touch for Saturday. So tomorrow should be partly sunny with a high in the upper teens after some towns start at 20 below tomorrow morning. Here in Duluth, it should be about 1 above. Sunday, another chance for light snow like today's, and that might spill into Monday. Break in the action, cleanse the palate Tuesday with a cloudy sky but dry. And then another round of light snow hits us Wednesday and Thursday. And another cool down could come this time next week.
All right, thanks, Dave. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10.